we're trying to think of ways to help you all. And a lot of times this goes sideways when we have a lot of people in the room. So today we have a little time. We've actually got a whole list of all the things. Do y'all know about the 190 tasks of an MREA agent?
Yeah, scan the QR code.
Scan the QR code. So Gary Keller actually broke these down years ago, and it's amazing that this list endures so much. So this is all the things that a realtor has to do.
Well, and you'll notice it in columns, right? So that we have 4 models in the MREA. One of them is organizational models. So you start with level 1, which is just you as an agent. And so all these tasks, level 1, you don't have to do. And you'll notice there's an A amongst, say 70 of them, right? And then as you move across, as you become a mega agent, all of a sudden you're having to move into roles of leadership and management and things like that. And so when you're fully level 7, you have 191 tasks. And so where we use this sheet typically is you're level 1 and you're by yourself and you're overworked like Tina, and you're trying to figure out what would I offload to an admin, right? Which would be level 2. It actually tells you which ones you would offload. But anyway, we wanted you to see the full list, and then we wanted to have a conversation today about how can AI have effect on any of these items.
Oh, and I think there's so many little things. What sped my AI adoption up over the last year and a half is, I think, our challenging each other every day to have something. And how many times did you say to me, oh, well, that's easy, just do blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, how did that get past me? And if you don't have anyone in your life that's doing that for you, you're not going to adopt this stuff. So we want to be that person to help you. So take a look at that list, and we are going to live try to help you with something. So pick an item on that list that it drives you nuts, and let's solve it.
Can you go back to that QR code?
Back to the QR code. There you go.
Oh, give me a sec.
And it doesn't have to be on the list. It could actually be on the... it could actually be something you're just fighting with right now. Hey, y'all, I can only see the KW logo on the screen.
That's why I went away. It's fixed.
That's crazy.
Well,
Hey.
it's fixed.
You got it through? Yes, sir. What did it say? Great, thank you.
All right, what are we doing? Did I miss something?
Waiting for some inspo from things people need help with.
Okay, first,
Don't everybody talk at once.
before we dive into that, I want to make sure that everyone understands that you have Gemini Pro, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about this.
So this whole Google Workspace charge that we get,
Yeah. So
what would that normally cost me?
it would normally cost you about $25 a month per user. You're the cheapest Google account. I know this because I think that's what Kyle's on. Is $12 a month per user.
Right, and it's 3 things.
Yep. That's your Gmail, basically. But if you click on this little waffle over here in your email, right? Everyone's tracking?
Got to know the waffle.
You got to know the waffle, and you slide to Gemini. Okay? So this is the competitor of ChatGPT. You'll see here you have Pro, right? If you're in your personal account, in your personal Gmail, you're not going to see Pro. It's going to be a very different version of Gemini.
So you need your KW account logged in that top right. We have one called Keller Williams New Orleans. That's the account we're using right now. But normally it would say Cody Caudle, CodyC@kw.com.
Yep.
Okay.
And then if you're on here, you have 2 models to choose from. One is Fast. I would think of Fast a little bit like ChatGPT, right? And then you have Pro, which is going to take potentially anywhere from 45 seconds to 4 minutes to probably give you an answer.
So I gave a lecture just over a year ago. Or no, right at a year ago, to a bunch of Keller Williams owners and Mark Willis. And I told everyone, just don't worry about Gemini, it's a waste of time. In a year, they've gone from a waste of time to play with to being on par or a little bit ahead of ChatGPT and Anthropic. Anthropic's Claude.
Yeah, our app developers, and I agree with them, they think, Google will win this race. And when you think about Google's, capability, they're not a new startup company. For them to speed up and already have all the other lines of revenue, it's going to be very interesting. I still tend to
mentally poo-poo this?
Well, I do both, right? And so, like, if I need a task done, I like to kind of see it done in both. If one is underperforming, I certainly just jump to the other. I would certainly not expect the same result on both.
And what I've noticed is they've come out really quickly with some incredible image-based and video-based AI to try to move us over, because they know, like, general intelligence stuff, we're kind of just stuck using ChatGPT, especially if all the data is already there. So they've got to make a killer reason for us to switch over. And, like, what's an example of how that could work? Like, I've got some terrible pictures. The listing's been sitting a year. What should I do?
Yep. So let's jump to.
Since no one's throwing out anything we want to do.
Let's pick property, right? Oh, of course. It's turned off in system setting.
Just type in, you need a property, 114 Mulberry.
114 MUL. Berry or Bury?
B-E-R-R-Y. B-E-R-R-Y. Metairie. LA. There it is.
Where?
There's its ugly mug. You scroll down. There it is. Number 3.
This one?
Yep.
All right, so this is your beautiful listing here.
I mean, look at that.
What's your problem? Like, you want to take this one?
Sure. Classic furniture.
See if I can.
It actually is. That's not that bad.
Of course, I can't paste.
So let's paste that image. Beautiful.
All
This
right,
is
so
the high resolution way to do it. Mm-hmm.
And so we can do create images.
Yep.
And we can actually let it go pro.
Yep.
And so in here, what would be your prompt?
I'd really like this to have a more modern aesthetic instead of old lady. Doesn't matter. It knows what you mean.
It's listening all the time.
I
Thank you for helping us fill time. Ken, are you hiding behind the palm tree or the island there?
Nice. Happy birthday, MJ.
Wait, I thought MJ's birthday was last week.
It's today.
she's milking it.
Why am I so confused? Lauren really threw me off. Happy birthday, MJ. I thought I had it wrong in my calendar because I thought it was last week. Damn.
So the only thing else I added to the prompt is I would go ahead and tell it you're a real estate agent.
He wasn't going to be there today, so.
Oh.
You know how
Whoa. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's pull it back together.
Let's disclose something here.
Holy smokes. Click the image. Let's make it big.
Sold.
So
Y'all, that is a big improvement.
That looks so good. The couch looks a little small though.
But it fits.
Wah, wah.
You know, like real couch wouldn't go.
Ken, you could sell this house now. I mean, they left the floor the same. I mean, I think this is, and what, we just have to disclose that this was virtual staging?
that's all you have to do, even to the point, as far as I'm tracking, is you don't have to put the original photo in there either. As long as it's not the front facade that you're changing, you just need to say this is, generated or staged by AI.
So what did this just cost us?
Wait, question.
Well,
Does that need to be on the listing description or like in the caption on the photo?
in the caption on the photo.
I would just put it in the caption.
Yep. So I put in here, I want this on a real estate listing and do not want any of the building changed, right? And you really need to be careful and look closely at the photos. There are times in which all of a sudden the window disappears, right?
Looks cool though. Shh.
Yeah. No. But I mean, you need to look out for those. Sometimes you're going to have a floating plant, right? And it's not going to make sense. And you're going to have to go at it again and say, regenerate this. It will never, ever, ever generate the same image twice.
Right.
And it will drive you nuts if you're like,
If
just
you
do
love it
this.
except for that one picture.
And, well, I'll give you an example.
Right. Try to say, can you get rid of the picture in the window?
Yeah, you can.
But it probably doesn't listen. It comes up with a whole new motif.
Yeah.
But it's getting better and better. Soon, I think it will just get rid of the picture in the window.
Getting better?
Or the what?
I'm having trouble with faces. Like doing things and having them create something else, and all of a sudden the face is like.
Wait for Holly at the end of this meeting.
Yeah. Holly's here in AI.
Actually, this
Holy
is-
cow, it
this is
actually
great.
listened.
Yep.
Ooh, looks good.
Yep.
I think it looks excellent. Now, let's just remember what this would have cost us. You would have spent more time writing the instructions to send to boxbrownie.com, right, for this? Or Snapply would have just whatever. I mean, this is destroying.
I did this
Those
on
two
Box Brownie 2 months ago because I really wanted it to be good. Great. I wanted it to be great. I wanted a human behind it to spend some time on this. It cost me $28 per photo, and it was garbage.
Yeah.
It was way worse than what I got out of ChatGPT.
So we get accused of making things look better than they do in person. I mean,
Yeah, it's a good question.
we got that anyway. We get that anyway, so why not just go full tilt?
Well,
I'm serious. I mean, what's
I
the
think-
argument? The argument is we're showing you what it could look like. You get that rug, you get that furniture, and this room looks that good.
I think there's a good balance too, right? So for my listing on Rampart, I know if somebody walks in that door, they're going to fall in love with the charm of the place.
Yeah.
But some of the photos, it was like a little shape of the room, and I couldn't get rid of this bed from my cellar that just looked horrific. It looked like a jail cell.
Too small, yeah.
Right?
I'll tell you what's coming next is that West Elm is going to partner with them and say, we'll put our product in there, and you can click on it and buy it.
Yep.
We actually heard at Mega Camp about some companies working on that right now.
All right.
So who's got one? We gave you one. Jesse.
Say that again, Ken.
I said, should we disclose anything if we use pictures like this on the MLS?
Yes,
Yeah,
you-
this
you-
qualifies as virtual staging, and you need to just say in the comments of the picture that this is this virtually staged.
Yep, generated by AI.
Do you have to disclose AI?
I
What's-
believe so.
I don't remember that.
I would think if you got, it would be just like if you write a paper and you get someone else's material, you need to identify them by, or you can be sued.
I don't want to disagree with everybody, but I don't go with thinking. I go with the rules. And the rules, as I know them, and MJ, you say it, it's if it's not really there, you have to disclose it. It doesn't matter if somebody painted it. It doesn't matter if it was AI. It doesn't matter if some Filipinos did it overnight from Snapply, which is what it's happening. Virtual people or Australians, whatever. You just have to say virtual staging. It does not.
Even if you remove stuff, so there's certain things that we cannot remove from a permanent,
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
like wires or
Right.
fireplace or
Yeah, can I change out the ceiling fan?
or the
Right.
cove ceiling or something like that.
Right. Virtually staged.
The answer,
Virtually staged takes care of that.
think about when you sell the house, what's attached to the house, that is what you cannot change, right?
But like I can remove a trash can.
You can remove a trash can because the
But I
trash
still
can's
want
not
to
going with the
say
sell of the house.
this
But the ugly ceiling fan or ugly light fixture is going with the house.
Right.
And so you cannot change those things.
Right. I believe we should be disclosing, though, in emails. I wrote this email with the help of AI please be sure. I think clients much rather see that. Also, I think it makes you look kind of good.
So actually, I got a listing because of that. I said, he was an engineer. Hold on, I'll hold you somebody. He was an engineer, and he asked me like 17 questions, and I was like, I don't know how to answer all these. So I said to him in the email, as a single agent, I'm always trying to figure out a way to be a better agent. So in answering your questions, I used ChatGTP to help do this.
GPT,
and they
yeah.
thought it was the coolest freaking thing.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay.
You just mute it.
Kyle, just take that away from her.
It's becoming the way.
Okay, so who's got Jesse? You've got a challenge.
Do you want like another property virtual estate, or do you want a whole other thing?
Give us another thing.
Whole nother thing.
Give us another
Let's
topic.
Let's get crazy.
Well,
We wanna solve some
probably
things.
This is not relevant for most people in this room, but like as you all know, I do a lot of leases, and a big problem that I have is just getting all of these leads from places like Zillow, Realtor.com, Rent Marketplace, all coming to my email, and I have to essentially sort through all of that, manually put them into command to start them on a smart plan. I feel like I've done a lot of like, I have copy and pasted, fill out this showing a request form, and so for the I weed out the unserious ones, but like I still have to go into my Zillow, my emails, and so like, is there a way that AI can help me with this?
Okay, so I'll answer it one way, and Jeffrey will answer it a completely
I
different way.
have an idea in my head.
Yeah, so I would what's called email parsing, and I would then push it through Zapier.
Okay.
So less of an AI trick, but it's basically Zapier gives you a forward email address, and so think of it as an inbox for that lead. So you're going to change Zillow's incoming lead to this other inbox, or it's going to look at your inbox. It's going to read your email, and since every email is the same, it's going to pull out what you need it to,
Yeah.
and Zapier is then going to push it via API to command.
Okay, so my question.
But you're going to pay. You're going to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to pay
some
for
commands.
every one of those.
And it might take configuration for it to understand each format that comes across. Because if you have Zillow leads versus Homes.com leads versus rental.
And with command teams, I've kind of tried to use Zapier, and it doesn't. It makes it. I tried that.
You
but
might need to
I'll
log in
give it
as the
a try.
team
It's
lead.
been about a year since I've done that.
So here's what I would do. Here's my alternative method.
Lauren's calling you. I don't know if she's cooking though at the same time.
I'm right here, dear.
She can't hear.
They're calling me from the landline.
Your kids are calling.
It's fun. Hilarious. Thanks, kids. Okay.
That was
Yeah.
going to take me forever to log into. Okay.
Roman's got hair like a dog. It's beautiful. Run your hair in through it. So how many of these are you getting a day?
I mean,
I
what?
mean, it depends on the day.
Right, if it's the beginning of the month or not, whatever.
Okay,
Yeah. There's how it works.
So here's what I would do. I would probably just screenshot each one. And I'd have a prompt built in ChatGPT, ready to go. I'd drag all those screenshots over. I'd say, hey, these are all the leads I got today. Make me an import file based on the structure for a command import. Let's go to command. There is the ability to import contacts. These are all leads. So kind of like, for the source field, source where the email's from, like if it's homes.com or Zillow, for the whatever. Like I would build a really good prompt one time, save the prompt. God, don't you love this?
We're very
I love like a 20-digit PIN to get into.
very secure. We're the most secure of anything I do.
We went from like everyone can have Jeffrey's password to
So, is there a way on email, like especially with Gemini, because I like
download
try
template.
to label, like to so that I can just not have to sort through all of my other like.
Yeah,
emails.
I would build rule. So
But how do you do that?
so by the way, here's the import file template.
And actually, command import has gotten so
A lot better.
good. I don't even use the template now. You just have to match it, and it does a pretty good job.
But if you're
auto-matching it.
telling a
You're gonna do it every
computer
day. Yep.
and you want the file to be perfect every time and to save you some time, you just put this as the example template, and it should just lay it out into there.
Screenshot that and add it with the other.
Well, don't screenshot. Just actually take that CSV file and upload that with your prompt and
You
all
know,
the other images.
And you got me thinking too. You could like just vibe code an email parser to email parser, create a filter, push it. So
Okay, so here's what he's saying. So, can you go to my scraper?
your scraper.
Remember that
Which-
in Vercel?
But that
Okay,
was the one
so
that showed us how to do that.
you could actually, if you're doing this on a daily basis, you could actually make a like a little website
Yeah.
that you just drag the instead of making a new prompt and doing it that way every single time, you could just make vibe code a website that says drag all the images over, and I'll output the document for you down here. And so one time you do this, it's a unique website URL. You can't get my
No.
here. Let's see. Scraper.
Who's faster? AI?
Bum 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 bum. Cody. Oh man.
All right. So you get that. I get a lot of leads via email. I want an email parser that I can forward to, then an option to download all the leads at any time via a CSV file.
I was going to say an image parser, so you just drag the screenshots over. Well, think of remember
But
parsing a sentence when you were like in grammar? You break down what's the noun, what's the verb, what's the... Okay? We're talking about like second and third grade here. Making the diagrams of all the things that come off of a sentence. So parsing means taking each word and figuring out what it means. So go figure out what each word is for on the email. You could spin this up. I bet you in 30 minutes or less, you could have this done.
Yeah, I just think this because you can fully automate it.
I like that. Yeah, I'm for it. But it's going to want you to, yeah, there you go.
Fine. No, it takes you just. I'm probably out of databases, but that's fine.
Okay. All right, who's got another challenge? Or are we? So we're using v0.app is the tool to vibe code. Everybody remember what vibe coding is? Yep. All right. Can we go vibe code something simpler?
Yeah.
Let's start a new. Yes, ma'am.
So another thing, on that list was like websites and updating like listings and things on that. Right now, every time we get a new listing, I go into command.
Oh,
and, like,
let's
add
get
it
you.
as a
Let's get you a mic quick. Sorry. Everyone online is probably really sad.
Okay, so something that you explored previously was like websites and showing us all the features with the command website. So right now, every time we get a new listing, we go in I go in and update the featured listing list so that people who go onto our like our homepage on our website can see all of our active listings. We have listings that are not necessarily on the MLS because they're furnished rentals that are on Furnish Finder, things like that. So obviously we can't put those on the command website, or at least not in a way that I'm aware of. Is there a way that we can use this Vercel thing to create a website or landing page or something that shows all of our listings, breaks down like for sale, furnished rentals, that includes both MLS listings and non-MLS listings, in a way that's easier than having to go through all those steps in the command site thing?
Yeah, I think you could. I think one of the things if you'll give us a little grace to break that down into lots of different things. This is going to be an old one.
Good luck. Could you not, I think we can show our exclusives on our command website, right?
Can we?
Not sure.
Okay, well, this is lovely. F.
You want to text it at kwneworleans@kw.com?
I can't even, I'd have to go get my laptop.
Oh.
All right, well, let's show you an example of what we did here. So Cody had a great, we've been dealing with this problem. The problem is we want to put QR codes on real estate signs. But what's enduring? The real estate sign. What's not enduring? The address it's in front of, right? So how do I take the QR code today, not change the physical code because it's printed on a sign, and move it to my next listing and change the URL it links to?
You pay $30 per QR code to
Right.
a third-party
Bitly
service.
wants to do all this. So Cody's like, I tell you what, I can fix this problem. And let's show you how simple this was. He just starts chatting with this thing. Let's see what he wrote. Hope you didn't say anything bad.
Yeah. You better move faster. I'm going to
I
kill you.
want a portal of 20 unchanging QR codes that will be forwarded to a website. URLs provided and changed at any time in the portal. The portal should simply capture a person's phone number before forwarding them. It will be used for real estate. So check this out, y'all. And he talked to it for a little while.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
This was all done in 2 minutes.
So look, let's go to that. So here's the website it generated, the production website.
Go to the admin. Yeah.
Go to admin dashboard. Oh man, look at you. You made it have authentication. I never do that.
I don't think it was that serious.
It probably told you like admin and admin is the
something
credentials.
like
But anyway, so he fixed this problem.
Now I'm gonna look.
You're in buttons that I never
real
go
nerdy.
to.
I know.
Okay, well great. Thrilled we made that so simple. But he fixed the problem.
I made it a real database. I think it's just like admin. Oh, no. You can sign up. Let's just do this. KW New Orleans at kw.com. Sorry, this keyboard is not.
1, 2, 3, 4.
8601 leak. 8601 leak.
Don't tell everyone our high security password.
Oh no.
Great. Okay. Anyway, the point is you can fix the problem here. Let's break down. Where do you want to take this now that we're on a wild road away?
The point is, when you have problems or you're paying money for third-party services,
You could probably just
you
go make it
probably
yourself.
can go build the product now yourself. Like if you think about Calendly, for instance, right? Like that product costs $250 a year if you get like the SMS and bells and whistles and all those things. We're now at a point where you could vibe code a version of Calendly and basically pay these third-party services dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just absolutely nuts. I mean, we did it, same thing for the hotel. We built a whole parking application. We were paying $250 a month to
Show the parking application. Parking application's awesome.
we were paying a third-party service for a parking inventory that didn't even work for our needs, and it was driving us nuts.
And it was basically taking all the juice.
Yep. And so it has in here availability. We have like 8 spots, and so it didn't make sense for most of these third-party companies. They wanted to charge us a lot because they're used to huge parking lots. And you just capture the information. It has an API with Stripe, which is our credit card processor, and it's pretty seamless, right? It even emails the guest a receipt, and it gives them the gate code. Only we're missing is a photo of the gate because somehow people can't find the gate last night.
Can't fix stupid.
Yeah, can't fix stupid. But the first version of this was probably vibe coded in about 20 minutes. I would say the important part when you do all this is have a good plan in the beginning. Your first prompt is the most important prompt of your life, because if I wanted to go change it and we've tried to go change this, I'd almost rather blow it up and start from scratch, because then all of a sudden, just like ChatGPT does, all of a sudden now it deletes all the vehicle information fields, even though I told it don't touch anything else, just put a picture of the gate, and it will just go do stuff you don't want it to.
Jeff Woods has been doing a whole lot on this, and he calls it crit. And writing, it's like I was kind of thinking it's not as important as it used to be. What is his website? I think it's AI Leadership. Leaderboard Leadership, that's why. Bum, 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 bum.
How I'll ever find it in our.
What a pain in the neck.
Only have
There it
fewer
is. There it
messages
is. There
from
it is.
you.
There it is. Okay. So he gets, and he tells you what crit is. We will get that in our post notes. Great. Love that. Resources. And you don't plan things. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, you want to give it context. You want to tell it the role it's playing. You want to tell it the outcome you're looking for, that sort of thing. So that you give a really good.
This is something that help you draft a better prompt.
Yes, it's not a tool. It's just a mental thing of what you need to do when you're making a prompt. So I'm trying to key in what exercise and order I should be eating in every day, because apparently you can eat carbs, you got to eat protein first, and stupid little things like that. So I just went into ChatGPT and said, you are an MD that also is into biohacking and thinks and thinks about all these modern things. How should I wake up at 4:45, I exercise, I have a protein shake, I do all these things. Help me optimize the order, how much protein I should have, what I should be eating, etc. And it will actually go through all that stuff with you if you give it good thinking.
It's better to be with all of that information in the first prompt than trying to chase it.
Well, right, because it's all where it starts from. You're building from a bad starting point. So investing a little bit more in the front end is really valuable. Yeah, somebody says RICE, role, instructions, context, examples. I still think one of the most powerful things is something Jeff taught us when he was here. By the way, I was at an event that Jeff put on in Austin a month or so ago. He wasn't even there the last day because he was going to meet with the CEO of McDonald's. That dude is serious now. To think that he was on this stage, doing his little book launch here with us a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Is pretty awesome. Okay, so let's do something that I feel like the command emails. Can we do that? I think that'd be a great thing to show people, because this drives me nuts. We want to go into where is it?
Campaigns.
Thank you. So let's just say we want to send out emails to our clients. Okay, create a campaign.
You were so bold.
Email. Advertise our listing.
Oh, if you're going to, we may have to do it as a design first.
Oh.
Bless you.
But we can literally go in here. Oh, you're right. We do have to do it as a design. Damn. Okay. So let's go back into V0.
So while you're doing that, I'll explain when you set it up. So you all know what HTML is? Is that
Code.
all right? So it's like your basic website code. There's dozens of website code formats, but HTML is the core, right? And so many things are the basic things are coded in HTML. Well, that's anything from where you go from plain text emails to any of the kind of rich text. A lot of it's built on HTML emails. And so from Gmail to your command email to MailChimp and all this, it's actually HTML in the background. That's the code. And so whenever things were so hard to format and change and manipulate, websites were hard to build, you can now vibe code HTML, whether that's a website or email, right? And so when you're talking about, like, can I have a portal? Yeah, you can. We have built full websites vibe coding them, right? And then when you need to make a change, just like we talked about a minute ago, it may remove some of your prior progress, you know. So you really need to think exactly what you want in the beginning.
So,
Nope.
why did I do that?
Because you're used to a Mac keyboard, and that's why I'm over there looking like I don't know how to type in front of
I think
everybody.
it's time we finally
Someone shared
fix
something
this.
with me the other day about, having both of these systems, that you don't always like what you get in ChatGPT, just drop it into
100%. 100% of the time.
work them against each other.
So I was doing it with images and manipulating images the other day, trying to, playing with a mural for the hotel, right? And I was like, I forget which one it was absolutely garbage. Like, I couldn't get it to do anything. And the other one was great. And it was like, if you don't, I think it's hard to master many of them. And I was pretty just hell-bent on just sticking with ChatGPT. But the reality is you probably need some sort of backup or touch, in order to move fast. All right. I need to make a design for an email to go out of KW Command Designs. The look should feel modern and clean with red accents. As a realtor, I need to be compliant with LRC and NOMAR rules. So there are times, like the back end of V0 can be ChatGPT, it can be Claude, it can be Grok, it can be a whole number of different models. There are times where instead of just giving this a little bit of information, I will go build out the best prompt using like ChatGPT and then bring it in here, even though it's the same backend. Does that make sense? And that way I'm only giving it like the technical, this is what you're going to do, versus like, here's the idea, I need you to manipulate that and then go do it. Does that make sense?
So we'll be taking our photographs differently in empty places to be able to see later.
Yeah.
Different angles.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the angles actually probably matter more now than ever. If you're going to manipulate the furniture, because sometimes you're going to be like, I think with Ken's listing, I was like, they did a wide angle so your ceilings look super short.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's killing you. If they would have just used a normal one, you wouldn't have gotten the whole room, but it wouldn't feel like you're in a basement. And now we changed out the furniture, but I was like, I think your ceilings still look terrible.
Let's take some.
Yeah, I think you still have to be really careful with your like iPhone versus professional photos. I still think they're night and day difference. They're absolutely worth the investment.
You can't get it to do some of the lighting things? Or is it physically because they're taking like 3 or 5 pictures and they're mashing that up and doing a lighting that it's just impossible to get the data that they're missing?
You got to think like,
Oh my gosh. Look how,
all their settings are really zoomed in to taking photos of a property and the dimensions of a property, and like they have some of the wide angles when you want them and sometimes you don't want them. And your phone is unbelievably a great camera, but it's mostly zoomed in on like taking a photo of you, of people with places in the background. And so I don't think it's purely like ever going to be the same.
Yeah.
And maybe if you really want to nerd out, you could like probably manually change a lot of your settings on your phone, but why would you do that?
so look what it just did. It just